YouTube? Ultra Maximus back with another toy review. Today we're taking a look at a ToyBiz figure, and it's the Spider Doppelganger from the 1996 Spider-Wars toy line. And I found this at my local flea market down the street for like $3, and I thought, you know what, I've always kind of liked this character, and I thought I'd go ahead and pick him up. If you don't know who this character is, well, that's not really surprising. It's been, oh goodness, what, almost 20 years now since we've actually seen this character's debut, and that was in the Infinity War. During that Marvel comic book run, there was a character named Magus who got the Infinity Stones, or was gathering the Infinity Stones. The whole thing was about the Infinity Stones and the Gauntlet and all that kind of good stuff, and he used the Infinity Gems or Stones, whatever you want to call them, to create a big group of evil doppelgangers of Earth's heroes. Now, the Spider Doppelganger here was one of them. There was like, I think there was an Iron Man, we had a Colossus, who actually looked pretty cool. He'd be a neat kind of alternate Colossus figure. And then there was Wolverine, Speedball, all the characters had these doppelgangers. By the end of the series, they ended up killing all of these doppelganger clones, except for this guy. He actually survived and stayed in the comics for a while. In fact, he ended up hanging out with Carnage for a while, and he also was a lackey to, I believe, the Demo Goblin, which was pretty cool. And he's pretty mindless. He's just a big brute that instinctively wants to kill Spider-Man, and, you know, that's kind of fun. Articulation on this figure is okay. Just kind of look at him all around here. He's not too terribly bad for the era. Looking at the figure, you've got ball joints on the hips. They go like that. There is a single knee joint. There's nothing on the actual feet. Each individual arm can rotate, but that's it. They can't really, and that's kind of unfortunate. I wish they had joints in the elbows, at least. That would have been nice, and they kind of get in the way of each other, so it's kind of a pain. And then his head can move up and down, and that's it. No side-to-side motion. So, not much articulation to this guy, but overall, I mean, it's a fun, goofy character that, you know, is, you know, great to see, and, you know, just a kind of a monster for Spider-Man to fight, and that's always kind of fun. And I always kind of saw this guy as the bizarro version of Spider-Man, and I don't know, for some reason, I just like the character. And actually, I think it'd be pretty cool if we saw this guy reappear in the Marvel Legends 6-inch line. What do you think? So taking a closer look at the detail on the figure, he does have the classic Spider-Man webbing on the suit I really like. I love all the detail in the eyes. Unfortunately, his tongue tip broke off, but that's okay. He's got the nice, big, venom-like teeth, kind of a goofy head, and a big, muscular shoulders. I'm really digging that. You know, and it's the classic Spider-Man costume, except for the fact that his little fingers are all three-fingered, which is kind of interesting. But again, this is kind of just a mutant, goofy, dumb, bizarro Spider-Man, and I like it. It's different. Looking at the midsection of the figure, again, we got the nice spider on the back. I like all the webbing. They did a good job with it, and all the different arms with their different fingers and poses. A lot of nice detail in there, and it's held up pretty well over the years. We got the little spider on the chest, and just a really cool version of Spider-Man. And finally, taking a look at the legs of the figure, lots of really nice detail, but much like the rest of the figure, he is kind of super deformed muscular-wise, humongous calves, and the feet, obviously, just like the hands. We've got 2 toes in the front and 1 kind of toe in the back, which kind of gives him an insect sort of look, and, you know, it's still made up in that classic Spider-Man color. For comparison, here we have the Spider Doppelganger next to the Marvel Legends Pizza-Eating Spider-Man, and actually these go out pretty well together. Spider-Man's just a little bit taller than this guy, but the way he's kind of hunched over, that works for me. I don't really mind. It's just kind of cool to see another weird Spider-Man villain up on the shelf, and I think this is going to work out very, very well. And here we have the Spider Doppelganger next to another clone of Spider-Man, Ben Reilly the Scarlet Spider. And again, I think this works pretty well together, especially if you want to build a Spider clone shelf. I think this would be pretty cool. So just to compare the Spider Doppelganger to another ToyBiz figure from back in the day, here we have the Black Sea Venom, and the Spider Doppelganger is actually a bit bigger of a figure. I can't remember if this was before this one or not. I think this figure came out a few years before this one. I can't really recall, but yeah, definitely kind of cool. I like the size to this one, I think, better to Spider-Man than the Black Sea Venom, but Black Sea Venom's okay too. I like him, he's different, he's fun, but the Spider Doppelganger, definitely something fun if you're looking for a villain that actually appeared in the comics. And finally, here we have the Spider Doppelganger next to Carnage and the Spider-Man 3 Venom. And, you know, I like the look. I think they look pretty good. You know, I don't think he ever dealt with Venom. I can't remember or not. But I know he ran with this guy for a long, long time, which was fun. But he makes a great additive to the Spider-Man villain sets. So is the Spider Doppelganger a figure you want in your Spider-Man collection? Well, if you're a Spider-Man completist, this is probably something that you're going to want. If you like the kind of oddball characters, again, this is something that could be very easily thrown into your collection. If you like the villains, then you're going to like this. Me, personally, I've always liked this character for some reason, and I always thought that a 6-inch Marvel Legends version would be pretty cool. But this is actually pretty faithful to the character. Even though this is the interpretation from the cartoon show, it works just fine for me, and I think it's going to look really nice up on the villain shelf. So there he is, the Spider-Wars Spider Doppelganger. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share. And as always, look for more videos in the future.